let's get on with the rest of the show. Jet Privilege Private Limited, the independent loyalty and rewards management company, a part of the Etihad Aviation Group, unveiled its new brand identity, InterMiles, propelling its intent to fulfill the evolving travel and lifestyle aspirations of the discerning consumers. InterMiles encompasses both award-winning loyalty and rewards program, previously Jet Privilege, and the rewards and recognition currency, previously JP Miles. Ankita Saxena speaks to Manish Dureja, MD InterMiles, about what led to changing of the brand identity and the roadmap for InterMiles in FY20. Hi Manish, welcome to CNBC-TV18.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you for having me here.
Manish, I want to begin by asking you, now sometime in April this year, there was a period of confusion, of chaos, when there was a sense of fear with the Jet Privilege customers, who had the miles. Jet was shutting down operations. They did not know what to do. There were two things to it. One was that not many people knew that, Jet Privilege is a part of Etihad Airways post the alliance with Jet in 2014. And secondly, a lot of people were unaware of the fact that they could actually use their points with partner airlines. So there was a lot of confusion and a lot of customer backlash at that point of time. How did you deal with that, and what kind of an impact did it have on your brand identity?
Oh yes, of course. So it was a tough time to start with. I remember there were roughly around over 1,000 odd passengers whose miles were who were booked to travel on international, and they were facing challenge because Jet had cancelled. So we protected them on Etihad and enable for domestic with the flight platform. That was the first phase. In the second phase, we went out reassuring members that the miles are still powerful. They can use it across any category. The redemptions were available across in the past also across air, which was primarily Jet. But when we brought the flight platform, it was available across different airlines, and international was partnered through Etihad. Hotels was available, fuel was available, and reward options was anywhere there. So in the second phase, we re-emphasized this point about the fact that miles are still very powerful, and miles is still a currency which is relevant in their day-to-day lifestyle, and we did that through a campaign.
So Manish, Jet Privilege has recently announced its new brand identity, InterMiles, as a part of your growth strategy. Why was there a need to have a new brand identity, and how are you going to communicate this changed identity to the consumers?
Yeah, so I think the InterMiles, the change was necessary. We have been on a transformational journey for last 5 years, and we have launched on multiple platforms in the last 4 or 5 years, and with new models in partnership, where the miles as a currency is cutting across everyday lifestyle of members, be it flights, hotels, credit card spends, fuel, dining as a category. Name itself is now more ubiquitous from a currency perspective, interchangeability, and those are the reasons why we selected InterMiles as the name. How we communicated it, in the first phase we have reached out to our members, explaining the change, explaining what has changed, where the tiers have changed, what new benefits are there, how they earn these InterMiles across different platforms. And the second phase, it is the mass media communication through social media, print, television, which will start sometime in the month of January and February.
Also, you've done away with the Jet part, as I can see. Was it also to change the consumer sentiments, the kind of negative consumer sentiments that, that whole Jet shutting down had garnered, probably to change the consumer sentiments as well around the whole Jet controversy? So,
partly yes, but if you actually
disassociate yourself with the name, probably.
That's one step, but also the customer value proposition has changed. Earlier, you were an airline-centric loyalty program. We are no longer airline-centric. You can earn miles for flying Indigo, for SpiceJet, for Go Air, which was not possible earlier. So what is the customer value proposition today? Now, how do you communicate the customer value proposition in an existing brand which was named as Jet Privilege?
So could you take us through the new rebranding, the new logo? What does it stand for?
So InterMiles is, as I said about the name, the logo, the marquee was about dot and a dash. We are a travel lifestyle brand, and travel is a key component of our customer engagement. Dot and a dash starts or represents a destination and a journey forward, and that's what is embedded in the logo as well.
What are the challenges of your business today?
The challenges for business per se for us was to bring relevancy in our InterMiles, for us to establish the brand. Our first phase of communication is largely centered around communicating to our existing 10 million plus members, bringing them the entire ecosystem and ensuring that the InterMiles value proposition is understood very clearly with everybody. And the second phase, we don't have an app. Today, no brand can actually go out and engage with customers if there's no mobile app. We're building that app. So what we're going to do over the next pretty much 60 to 90 days is launch the app.
Speaking of expansion, what is in the roadmap for Jet Privilege for FY20 and any new strategic partnership on the anvil?
You meant for InterMiles?
Sorry, InterMiles. Now InterMiles.
Yes. So for InterMiles, as I mentioned earlier, the next 90 days our work is towards ensuring the customer value proposition of our 10 million members is understood properly. They understand the new customer value proposition and the new brand and the recognition and the tier benefit, which is a critical component, plus a mobile app. And we are working towards introducing that mobile or launching a mobile app in the next 90 days or so.
Okay, all right. All the best to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It is time for us to take a short break.